There is a feedback loop running inside the global economy right now, and most of the people responsible for stopping it are still debating whether it even exists. The mechanism is not complicated. AI eliminates well-paid white-collar jobs, displaced workers reduce their spending. Lower consumer demand hits corporate revenues. Revenue pressure forces more cost-cutting. More cost-cutting accelerates automation, and more automation eliminates more jobs. The individual company decision to adopt AI, entirely rational from a balance sheet perspective, becomes collectively catastrophic when every company makes it simultaneously. The automation destroys the market it depends on. The loop closes. This is not a forecast. This is a current reading on a system that is already in motion. My name is Michael Macherla. I wrote a book called The Quantum Hive. It is available on Amazon right now. And I am not here to sell you a theory. I'm here to show you the circuit breaker for this doom loop. I'm here to show you a blueprint for turning AI-driven job displacement into widespread ownership. A plan to make everyone wealthy. For 30 years, we were told to retrain, learn to code, go back to school. It didn't work. For the last 10 years, we heard a new answer: universal basic income. A check in the mail, dignity through dependency. It won't work either. This book offers a third path, not retraining, not checks. Ownership, that is what the Quantum Hive is. Imagine a factory worker displaced by robots. In the old model, she gets 6 months of unemployment and a retraining program. Good luck. In the Quantum Hive, she gets a stake in the robot collective. She doesn't compete with the machines, she owns them. Her 20 years of experience now supervises 20 robots instead of operating one. She earns more. She builds equity. Her children inherit it. Now imagine the legal researcher replaced by AI that reads case law in minutes. The bookkeeper replaced by software that costs $49 a month. The truck driver replaced by sensors and algorithms. The accountant, the paralegal, the financial analyst, the radiologist, every white-collar job that runs on pattern recognition is in the crosshairs. Not in 20 years. Now. The old model says, your skills are obsolete, learn something new. The Hive says, look closer, that AI replacing you, it's powerful but blind, it hallucinates, it misses what any trained eye would catch, it has no idea when something is legally risky, culturally wrong, or just off. You become the validator, the human judgment that transforms raw AI output into something trustworthy. The system that displaced you now depends on you. You're not obsolete, you're essential. My book is not a warning, it is a blueprint. Capital structures, legal frameworks, cryptographic protocols, governance mechanisms, all specified in enough detail that someone with resources and will could build them today. There is no other book like this. Books have warned about AI displacement. Books have proposed universal basic income. Books have explored cooperatives and blockchain and tax policy in isolation. This is the first book to assemble all the pieces into a single, buildable system. The Quantum Hive is not a government initiative, a nonprofit, or a technology platform in the conventional sense. It is an economic immune system. A distributed, self-learning, adaptive organism designed to detect threats to human economic survival and neutralize them before they become irreversible. Consider what a healthy immune system does. It doesn't wait for a fever to confirm an infection. It maintains continuous surveillance at the cellular level, detecting threat signatures before symptoms appear. It mobilizes a proportional response automatically without convening a committee. It has no central command. Every node can detect, signal, and respond independently. You cannot disable it by attacking any single component. The Hive is built to those same specifications, not metaphorically, but as engineering requirements. The Hive is comprised of 3 core engines. The first is the Quantum Economic Stabilization Engine, the keys. This is the surveillance layer. It doesn't wait for unemployment figures to confirm a displacement event. Those are the fever, a confirmation of what is already systemic. The keys reads the signals that precede displacement. Job posting velocity declining quarter over quarter. Patent filing rates in automation-relevant technology categories. Enterprise procurement records showing AI infrastructure purchases 12 to 18 months before the workforce reductions those purchases enable. Certification enrollment shifts at community colleges, visible in public data, typically 18 to 24 months ahead of mass displacement events. When those signals converge above a certain threshold, the system triggers a response before the crisis arrives. Speed is not a feature of good economic infrastructure. It is the precondition for everything else. The second engine is the validator cooperative. This is the human layer that I mentioned earlier. It organizes, prices, and converts human judgment from a personal skill into collective equity. The displaced worker doesn't compete with the AI. She becomes a co-owner of the system whose output quality depends on her. The expertise that was once compensated as a wage is finally held as capital. The third engine is the mutual credit system. This is the liquidity the organism generates for itself. An organism entirely dependent on external capital is not resilient. It is a client. This system allows Hive members to transact, contract, and build cooperative enterprises using credit instruments that do not require commercial bank intermediation. The mutual credit system operates on a different logic. Credit is extended based on the collective productive capacity of the network, not on individual collateral or employment continuity. A displaced professional who has completed validated transition pathways and contributed documented work to Hive cooperatives has a credit standing inside the network that her bank statement does not capture. Now you may be wondering how this all gets built, and for that I need to talk about Linux. Let me be absolutely clear, Linux and the Quantum Hive are two completely different entities. Linux is a computer operating system. The Quantum Hive is an economic operating system for people trapped in the unemployment loop. I am only using Linux as an example to show you the type of collaborative, open, permissionless architecture that works. Linux runs the New York Stock Exchange, Google, Amazon, IBM, Goldman Sachs, even Microsoft's cloud. Why? Because open code is transparent, constantly audited, and virtually virus-free. Thousands of strangers around the world build it together for free, and it never crashes under pressure. That same engine, global, permissionless, open to all, is how we will build the first Quantum Hive prototype, not by rewriting Linux code. By using the same conceptual building block architecture. Free collaboration, no central owner, anyone can contribute, and the system improves because everyone can see it and fix it. Same building blocks, completely different outcome. To build this, I am looking for a wide array of experts, not just a handful of people, a true cross-disciplinary collaboration. I need economists who understand mutual credit and post-scarcity models. I need legal and governance experts who can help draft the cooperative charters and navigate the regulatory landscape. I need developers, front-end, back-end, and full-stack, to build the digital infrastructure. I need community organizers who can onboard and nurture the pilot groups. I need security specialists to ensure the ledger is robust and resistant to bad actors. I need user experience designers to make the platform accessible to everyone, not just tech-savvy individuals. I need data scientists to help refine the key's predictive algorithms. I need writers and communicators to help spread the word. I need people who have been displaced by AI and are willing to be part of the first pilot group to test and break the system so we can make it better. This is not a project for a single type of mind. This is a project for all of us. You can find the Quantum Hive on Amazon right now. I am virtually giving the book away, not because it lacks value, but because the spiral is real and time is short. Getting the first node running is everything. Once people see it work, hives will multiply. I believe in this system enough to bet my own future on it, and I am asking you to bet a little of yours. The doom loop is running. The circuit breaker exists. It is an ownership architecture, a validation layer, a credit system, an endowment, and a governance structure assembled into something that functions the way living systems function. Anticipating threats, responding before damage becomes irreversible, learning from every cycle. Sustaining itself across generations and trusting humans, always humans, to make the calls that matter. The question is not whether it can work. The question is whether enough people build it before the loop closes. The old system is dying. We can either wait for the collapse or we can build the hive. I choose to build. Will you join me?